morning everyone and welcome to Market Fatafat. I'm Avan Dabash. For the broader end of the market, it's quiet, but the Nifty has a negative bias, 10,615. Well, let's get started then. A whole host of stocks that we'll be flagging off today on the show. Our team of research analysts are all standing by. Kunal Bothra as well as Hemen Kapadia is joining in on the technicals. Well, let's begin with all that's going on globally with metal prices, and Mubina, talk a little bit about China steel prices, as it seems like the party is now over.
Well, yes, definitely, because steel prices in China have officially entered bear markets. 21% fall is what we witnessed from the August highs, wherein they touched a 7-year high. From there, it's just been almost like a one-way journey downward. $504 per ton is where, in fact, Chinese steel was last trading at. And it's been a massive decline seen over there. It's taken along with it iron ore, coke as well, which have fallen by about 4% in today's trading session. So today as well, no exception to the fall that we witnessed in ferrous metal prices, and that is well maybe a reason why the likes of a Jindal Steel, etc., apart from the Morgan Stanley downgrade that has come in on steel, that may be a reason why this stock price is once again declining in trade.
Alright, 4.5%, that's JSPL for you. Moving right on then, let's talk about another metal counter that's feeling the heat, and that's Tata Steel. In fact, what do you make of the correction, Kunal?
So it's a third straight week of correction for the stock, from 610 levels to almost 520 or sub 520 levels as of now, and this correction which has come across for Tata Steel, I think has weakened the short-term chart structure. I believe the stock would now come back to those key support levels, which is around 490 to 500 zone in the very near term.
Alright, that's the take coming in. The stock could see a little bit more selling pressure, close to 15 rupees lower, 500 on the cards. Well, we're sure keeping it with metals, and it's JSW Steel, and Karunya, the decline has been quite consistent.
That's right. In fact, it has built on to the losses that it opened up in today's trading session. It's primarily today there's an interesting note that has come out from Morgan Stanley. They are saying that the domestic steel profitability is at a decadal peak, and valuations too are at a premium in terms of how the historic numbers have been, how the valuations have been historically for large steel stocks. Domestic demand, according to them, is at risk, and leverage added to near-term concern. They prefer stocks only with earnings visibility at this point of time, and JSW Steel is certainly not it, and that's why they've downgraded it, this particular stock to underweight, target at 278.
Alright, watch out, that's JSW Steel for you, top loser on the Nifty. Moving right on then, let's also flag off another stock, and we're moving away from metals now at number 4, talking a little bit about Cummins India. In fact, that stock firmly in the green. Kunal, what exactly is the trend that you're seeing? Is this sustainable?
So it's a very low beta name. It moves into subtle sort of trends, Avan, and we are seeing a similar sort of picture for Cummins, because in the last 3 weeks the stock has rallied from 650 to now almost 800 plus levels. A classic phase of a rally and then a consolidation. I believe that with this kind of a subtle up move for Cummins, it's on the verge of a breakout on the weekly charts as well. So that could be an interesting buy on a positional basis. 850 could be a near-term target. Stop loss could be kept at closer to 775.
Important levels to map out. Positionally, the stock could rise to 850. Let's move right on then and focus in on some other stocks. And you had Sun Pharma. Remember, it was under selling pressure in trade yesterday, and today it looks like that continues. In fact, it continues to drag its feet. It's down for the third straight day on the trot. It is in focus as well, as it's looking to buy a Japanese company. This is for a sum of over $1 million. But the Strait not taking too kindly to that. They're going to acquire Polar Pharma for a sum of about $1 million, and this is valued on debt-free and a cash-free basis. And they said that buying this company will help the overall to help strengthen their global presence in the dermatology segment. They say it's in line with their strategy as well, and it's going to help launch its specialty and generic dermatological products in Japan in the future. But the Strait not taking too kindly, and in fact for the third straight day on the trot, Sun Pharma seems beat. Moving away from that, let's also flag off Godrej Properties then at 685. Hemen, why is this a hold?
I think we are in a short and medium-term uptrend, Aman. The outlook remains positive. We're above the 55-day moving average, so further upside seems to be in the cards. Hold with a stop loss of 699, a near-term target of 698.
There you have it. Those are important levels to watch out for on Godrej Properties. The stock, though, is in an uptrend. Moving right on, Mubina, let's talk about Mirc Electronics. Quite a bit of firepower here.
Well, that it is. In fact, we just chatted with the management for Mirc Electronics, and he was talking about the order that they have received, which is the reason why you are seeing the spike come by in the stock price. Now, essentially, the order has been bagged to make television sets for Reliance Retail. They're also, in fact, in talks with 3 Chinese firms to manufacture TVs, and that is something. It's a big order for Mirc Electronics, and that's the reason why you are seeing the stock price as well rally today in trade.
There you have it. That's the take coming in on Mirc Electronics. The management very optimistic. Lots of factors that have worked in favor for the company. Moving right on, then GIC Housing Finance, the last of the earnings trickling in, if you will. Karanya, walk us through the numbers.
The numbers clearly have not been very impressive, as you can see in the reaction that the stock is also getting in today's session. The profits have been completely flat at 46.3 crores versus 46.7 crore on a year-on-year basis. NII has also marginally lowered. It's come in lower by 5% at 89.8 crores. So clearly the numbers not impressing the street at all.
Oh no, they're not. 2.3% down at 233. That's where the stock is currently at. Let's shift gears then. Stock number 9, and it's HCC, which is in news. In fact, the company is in talks to exit the Berhampur-Farakka highway project. This is in West Bengal. We understand that HCC Concessions is already in talks with investors for selling this 100-kilometer stretch of the highway project, and they believe that this move is going to help to shore up their overall balance sheet. This is only according to reports, and it requires the company to take project exposure on its balance sheet in addition to construction, operation and management of assets. So they continue to maintain that the core of the business remains EPC. As of now, this is the news that is coming in on the company. Moving right on then, let's pull up another mid-cap stock, and that's Tata Chemicals. In fact, it's moved quite steadily from 699 well above the 700 mark. Hemant, resilience on the chart?
Yes, in fact, it's shown relative strength after a long time, Aman, today. We've given an upward breakout from a 15 trading session sideways range. The range was roughly between 680 and 712. So now it's a buy. It's a buy the way I see it. A stop loss of 709, target of 734. It's above the 55-day moving average. Indicators are supporting the move. Frankly speaking, in all technical parameters, it's a buy.
There you have it. That's the take coming in on how you should approach the stock. It looks like a good buying candidate according to Hemant. Moving on then, let's flag off a PSU bank. Yesterday it was OBC in focus. Today it's Allahabad Bank. It's holding out quite steady, and you're seeing a price volume breakout, Kunal?
Yes, there are strong indications of a price volume breakout, especially with the volume which transpired last week or the week prior to that. When the stock was trading at those 35 to 40 odd zone, and now from there on, the built up in terms of price has been positive. It's broken the 200-day moving average as well, so that indicates that the volume was more inclined towards the buying side. I believe the stock should now head towards 50 to 53 range in the next couple of days.
Keep an eye out on those levels. That's 50 to 53 on Allahabad Bank. Moving on then, Suzlon. Let's chat about this one again. Mubina, what's the latest news?
Well, Suzlon Energy said that it has completed the sale of Tornado Solar Farms to CLP Wind Farms, and they have received 32.5 odd crore rupees in 2 tranches from the deal. In a separate notice, the company also said that its promoters, that's Tanti Holdings Private Limited and Jitendra Tanti, have released about 2 crore pledged shares. It's about 0.4% of the total paid up capital. So good news coming in over there. However, do note it's just 2 crore shares. They still have a whopping 80.8 crore shares that are still pledged with financiers. That's 15.2% of Suzlon's stake still pledged with financiers. So they do have a longer way to go. But nevertheless, this piece of news certainly is, for now, a sigh of relief for Suzlon.
There you have it. It certainly is. But a penny stock at that, holding out at 5.6. Meantime, let's check in on Sagar Cements and what exactly is going to happen in the board meet, Karanya.
Well, Avan, the update is that the board meet is likely to happen on the 5th of December, primarily to consider proposal for expanding their market reach. That's the agenda, and that's something that they are looking forward to very aggressively. They're also going to consider setting up an integrated cement manufacturing plant and a grinding unit. At the same time, also mulling over various options in order to raise funds. It could be through one or more means, depending on the kind of funds they require by the end of the meet.
All right, that's the view coming in on Sagar Cements. But I'm afraid we're completely out of time. So 10,600 on the index. We'll wrap it up at 13 stocks. Stay tuned. We've got the next edition coming up at 1:30. For now, it's markets at noon.